What's going on, world? Once again, it's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, coming back with another video. And this one will be, I'll be trying to come up with content, but sometimes I don't be had nothing. But I guess I'll walk and do this one. My Now, mind you, being led by the Spirit is something new to me, right? But I'm trying to not intellectually understand it, but flow with it, right? But because I don't have an extended history of doing it, I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. But drawing back like David did on previous experiences, when I have a certain inkling, even if it might defy all logic, I need to go with that. Um, and I'm feeling this, and it's in the word about coming out from among them, being holy and separate. And I just left my job, right, as I said in the previous video, right. And of course, I weighed it up beforehand, and then you try to weigh it up after math. And yeah, the money, but that'd be the only thing. But I have no desire to be around heathens. Like I couldn't even like mentally force myself to do it. I looked at the bill. I said, man, it's just one day. Then I had 2 days off, and then I hit my regular schedule. Just get through this one day, Kyle. And I couldn't get out the car. I said, nah, I ain't messing with it. And I left and did the stuff I normally do for me: exercise, reflect, meditate, think, whatever. But and I don't feel bad. Now, mind you, people will try who don't understand, because people of the world can't understand things of the spirit, right? So I don't even get all upset when they don't understand. I expect for them not to understand. Because I actually worked there before and quit for the very same reason. Um, I mean, I don't know. And all the individuals who may have had some, they either are not speaking to me, or they're like insinuating, or what they call it, like gaslighting. And I basically let them know that stuff don't move me, that move y'all. And I take great pride. Of course, it's by the grace of the Most High. But I take great pride in not being like everybody else. What glory is in that? And everybody being let off a cliff. And in some instances, I believe they know that, but they're just too fearful to go against the grain. And it is a very vexing, purging process or refining process. Coming up, I never was fully in it, but I had enough proclivities and behaviors to kind of keep me bound, even though I already knew certain things, or certain, like I couldn't fully get in, or I didn't want to. Um, but even more so now, as best I can help it, I try to keep my personal interactions to a limited. Um, I just have no desire to do that. And when I, feel led to, then I'll do it or whatever. But I just feel the need to just limit my personal interactions with the general mass public of people that I run into. When I, go to the grocery store, I'll make small talk. Typically, that's with an older person. I'm in, I'm out. Gym, in, out. Any errands I'm running, in, out. I'm cordial and all that good stuff. And I'm also perceiving this, where I think at the same time, they may admire. Now, I've heard someone else say this. I believe it was Brother GMB, the Grown Man Business Channel. Says attachment is the root of all suffering, and your power lies in the ability to walk away. And I see it all over the place, whether it be job, relationship, anything. A financial drain upon your, you hold on to it for it to further drain you instead of letting it go. And I think the reason people don't let it go is because it's part, that thing, person, place, or thing has become part of their identity. So if they let it go, they'll lose a part of themselves. And I went through a similar process years ago. Now I might be too extreme with it. Let my brain wonder about a person, place, or thing. If I gotta do that twice, because if I gotta figure it out, then that means it's not what it is. Like if you're in a genuine relationship, you shouldn't have to wonder. Nothing should make you wonder. If you're in a, you know what I'm saying? Not doing all that. And I basically showed them people I don't need them. Because the first, again, by the grace of the Most High, the first time I was there, I actually rode a bike to work. It took 7 months for them to, for circumstances to come together, for them to feel comfortable hiring me back. But this time, I had a car. How you do that? Again, the Most High, but they don't know that. and they can't figure it out. But I also believe they actually despise themselves because there's a part of them that admires me. You have to you have no choice but to respect a man who ain't going for nothing. You gotta respect a man who can walk alone, who don't need, who's not emotionally codependent or needs social validation. You need, I think everyone deep down respects a man who can do him and don't care what you think. Now, of course, I'm not gonna slight anybody or wrong anyone, maliciously on purpose, or if I perceive I've done it unintentionally, then I'll go back and make amends because it's right. But nah, I ain't for man. They got to be crazy, and not in any kind of self-absorption. Them people are not worthy of my presence. Y'all were blessed to meet me, not the other way around. Because pertaining to y'all in relation to me, I was literally blown away by these people's behavior and their mindset. Man, they second. And I already knew certain stuff just, from watching YouTube and so on and so forth. But to see how utterly obliterated relationships are. I know individuals per that, been in close contact, work with them, so on and so forth, where these two individuals, female, black female, the BA dub, got significant others, but they're beefing because they share a similar side piece, who he himself ain't hitting on nothing. It's so crazy in this inverted society where it's like the worse you are as a man, as long as you exhibit certain outward characteristics, the more women love you. But I notice as I carry it like a man, they respect because they ain't got no choice. But they also despise me because it's like, why won't you just be stupid like everybody else? Why don't the stuff I do or my seduction tactics or temptation, why they don't work on you? Why you don't care? Why can you engage me but still not bite? So I think, there's the duality. Well, they like it. They might even want to, do it to me or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, they despise me. And I perceive this. They desire to see me fall. So they can say, see, I told you he wasn't like that. Even though I have seen nothing to the contrary. But again, you would think, because if you don't have any real men in the environment, which is ultimately one of the contributing factors where it's out of order. And when I went to the management with tangible solutions to put it in order, in an effort to not usurp authority or make people feel stupid, the explanations I got actually ended up disrespecting my intelligence. So basically, when they were talking, they basically were attempting to gaslight, to get me to stay, or to get me to prove myself, even though I'm already proven. Hence, y'all hiring me back after I quit on y'all the first time. So that should have let you know. Not so much, oh, I'm a flight risk, but oh, if it's not right, I'm not gonna be a part of it. Because I feel like, if I'm a part of a joke, don't that make me a joke? And my silence would be complicity. That's how R. Kelly got away with all that crap. Yeah, he did wrong, but what about all the other people who are around him who turned a blind eye? I'm not doing that. And I'm definitely not doing it for no paycheck. Then I'd be just like the people that I'm talking about who I say I despise. Even though I'm conscious enough not to be puffed up in knowledge, I'm always checking myself to make sure that's not the case. I'm getting big-headed, egotistical based on the reformative process that the Most High put me through. The only thing that I can take any kind of credit in is surrendering to the best of my ability. But as far as effort, all the effort I put into stuff didn't work. It just worked when he wanted to work. But I was still planting seeds. And they grew in his time. So even like with my current situation, initially what am I going to do, I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. So I start perceive the season of life I'm in. And I'll do what I can do. But even when I was in a worse financial situation, I always had enough money to make it through. I got my daily bread. It's just with me, I so yearn for my purpose, which I believe I'll walk into. Just like the job that I never wanted to do. Once I walk into it, I'll already have the skill set to flourish in it. So I don't need to go to school. You know what I'm saying? I was taught by the Spirit. You know what I mean? That's why I've had this and I understand it now, again, through the brothers on YouTube, to help, kind of help me map the course, because it made no sense to me. Why I'm always getting blackballed, or why I don't get no support, but I support everybody else and I show genuine love. Why I'm hated on by people who got more than me. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you know, they are whoever they are, but I get more respect. Or I've survived things that they couldn't handle. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I just feel the need to just separate. And as we see, especially here in America, and I'll go back to the job because that's really my only reference point. It's so crazy. Like, there's, like the word saying it last, there's no shame, there's no decorum. Like, and I'm blown. Like, the stuff that you should be shamed for, these people are sticking their chests out for, which I find to be odd. Because let's say somebody turns around and did the same thing to you that you're proud of, you be talking about how the world all jacked up, but it's right when you do it. So I just find a great chasm. And here's another one that's been happening. Not that, I've had, old homeboys, so on and so forth. And I've been cutting them off left and right. Not because I want to just cut them off like, oh, I'm better than you, rah, rah, rah. It's just we're not on the same wavelength. Now that I stopped drinking, smoking, so on and so forth. And now the stuff they're saying to me is foreign. Me telling them to take personal accountability for their actions and to attempt to solve their issues without complaining is foreign to them. So ain't no sense in talking. And a lot of times when I go around these people, like, I'm like ready to leave. Like, I ain't gonna say I'm nervous, but like, I'm like kind of on edge. Like, not they gonna do. I don't even know why that is. It just like if you were to look at, I don't know, like someone taking a dump, it would like make you, it's cringe where you're like, I want to get away. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the feeling. Like, I'm just ready to leave. I actually, the very thing, because it used to like really mess with me earlier on in my journey. And then what would happen? I'd go around an old homeboy that I've known. That ain't did nothing to me, you know what I'm saying? And within 5 to 10 minutes of me being around this person, planning to spend a day with them or whatever activity we plan, I'm like, you know what, yo, I'd rather be back home. You know what I'm saying? And that's, and now I've kind of just fell into it, like allow my alone time, allow my solitude. And I have similar brothers who kind of move, and they might not have maybe the spiritual knowledge I have, but we're all very tight because we're all vibrating at the same, I guess, frequency, because we're all on our individual solo paths. And when we do chop it up, it's like we understand each other. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to hit goals and purpose and so on and so forth. I also heard another bro, I forgot his name, but he was talking about how if you're moving like that, you're gonna have to get these people out of your life because eventually down the road, because of who they are internally, they're gonna sabotage you and then take joy in seeing you suffer. Like, that never made any sense to me. Um, you know how they say misery love company, but that when I was married, that never applied to me. I'm ready to go around the homeboy drinking smoke so they can uplift me. I don't want to be going through nothing and then bring you down. That never made any sense to me. But others are like that. Like the one, like he had called me out the blue the other day. I hurry up, hung the phone up, and blocked the new number he called me from. Because it was like, he had seen me, this was my right hand man at the time. He had seen me work through stuff. He had seen me play the long game. He had seen me conflict resolve. He had seen me try something multiple ways till it worked. And none of that rubbed off on him. But while I was out of work or whatever, I keep, getting into these various endeavors that might have worked for a season, don't work, or to work if I do it like this, but it might take time, whatever, whatever. And I know that every time I would tell him I'm doing something, he would always call me. I was actually in school for the same thing I'm doing, and he would call me while I'm in school. And I got so irritated, I'm like, bruh, why do you keep calling when I'm in school? I just told you what I'm doing from this time, Monday through Friday. Oh, my bad. He didn't do it the next day, but did it the following day after. I said, man, we got to have a conversation. And this is last ditch effort. And based on the conversation he had, he tried to spin it on me like he was in the wrong. Like, you just get to intrude into my life. No, but you feel like that because you ain't doing nothing. So everybody's supposed to break off what they doing and cater to you because you can't even deal with you. But we got to know it don't work like that. It ain't even work like that when I was doing it, unaware. But yeah, this just a little video about, not only the feeling, but an ultimate desire to separate myself. Now, man, if I get to Africa, Lord's will, and get into maybe a different culture, a more patriotic, maybe a culture that's not as indoctrinated with the TV and pop culture, it might be different. Because actually, it's not even so much that I feel the need to be antisocial. I just enjoy genuine people. Like even with my so say friends, there's no like uh across the board barometer of individuals. Like they're all different, but the commonality is they're all uniquely and individually they themselves. Like I just enjoy the person. You know what I'm saying? Whether white, black, religion. Like a lot of times, like when I have certain conversations, a lot of those brothers are Muslim. I'm not, but we share information, and you know what I'm saying? Or I admire a quality that they have. I don't know. I just want to come through real quick before I start rambling. Keeping it real in the battlefield. Ooh, ah!